Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatham to you, hopefully elect. And just through the Spirit, I was just motivated to do this lesson based off a conversation that I had with one of the brothers after the camp this past Saturday. We spoke on a few things, and one of the topics that we just discuss going into this topic of Isaiah 4:1. And as brothers in the past, I've mentioned how when this thing comes around, Isaiah 4:1, all right, how seven women taking hold of one man, right, which just goes into a complete number of women, clinging on to a man of the Lord in that day when it's all said and done and all hell breaks loose out here. Again, dealing with this topic, like I mentioned, brothers have often mentioned how it's not going to be some rap video, it's not going to be a thing where, during Jacob's trouble and all hell is breaking loose and brothers got all these women and, they're just, everything is all cool, handy and dandy. Nah, man, because, just some of the things that I was mentioning to the brother about how, because at one point before we got to where we are as far as our faith in Yahweh Shema Shai, or so to say, when we were weaker in the faith, the Lord was constantly putting us in these situations, in these straits, and before, like I said, we were being weaker in the faith, we were panicking and worrying and stressing. The whole time, the Lord is showing us that He's with us, and we, it's nothing to worry about. The Lord has got our back, and is now being that we're more stable and more firm in our faith, right, right, to where we don't really let a lot of things bother us, because, like I said, we've been built up to a point where we just understand that the Lord is in control, and like I said, we don't. Our faith has increased. It's grown, But pretty much take that mindset that you had when the mindset that we had when we were much weaker in the faith, Because you see, when it comes to the women, like I said, like I was saying, that mindset that we once had when we were weaker in the faith, worrying and stressing and panicking about every little thing, all right, and multiply it by 100 times 100 when it comes to these women. Because again, when you understanding the nature of a woman, all right, and understanding her mindset, her mindset, she has a very fickle and weak mindset. As the scriptures say, she's the weaker vessel. So like I said, that mindset that we once had when we were much weaker in the faith, how much more the women? All right, multiply times 100 when it comes to the mindset of the woman. You see? So with all that being said, like I was saying, when all hell breaks loose, all right, like I said, is when these different women, when they start coming around, and it's like I said, it's not going to be a thing of just having your feet kicked up and all these women and chilling on, man. You see, because these women, they're going to be, hey, during that time, man, it's going to be a time where people are going to be, mainly women and children, looking to us. If we be of that number, they're going to be looking to us for answers, and we're going to have to be able to judge. We're going to be put in positions to where we're going to have to judge and judge situations, judge small matters. The Spirit is really going to have to be on us to be spiritually discerned and whatnot. You see, so again, it's not going to be something of just having all these women and having your feet kicked back when Jacob's trouble hits and all hell breaks loose. No, man. And that was the case with I'm gonna get this in 1 Kings chapter 3, dealing with King Solomon, because out of all the things that he could have asked for, the Lord told him, whatever he wanted, the Lord would grant it to him. And out of everything that he could have asked for, he he asked for the wisdom on how to deal with the Lord's people, the wisdom on how to judge righteously with Israel, right? So 1 Kings chapter 3 verse 9, it says, "Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this thy so great a people?" So you see, because again, and you see, because when you read verse 10, it says, "And the speech pleased the Lord, that Solomon had asked this thing." Because you see, we're not asking for 100, we're not asking for 10 bad bitches and, big mansions. We're not asking for that stuff. For the most part, we pray for things pertaining to the Spirit. We ask for things pertaining to the Spirit, and that's pleasing unto the Lord. And so much that, again, when you read this account with King Solomon, out of all the things that he asked for, that he could have asked for, he asked for the wisdom to deal with the Lord's people, and that was pleasing unto him, and that was pleasing unto the Lord. And so much that everything that he didn't ask for, the Lord gave it to him anyways. All right. And not to make this too long, but when you could read it for yourself when you read on down in 1 Kings the 3rd chapter. It goes into how King Solomon's first test as king, and he had to apply wisdom. You see, he had to apply that wisdom. You see, and hey, to be applied to us, like I said, we're going to be put in positions, we're going to be put in situations to where we're going to have to apply wisdom. Because Yahweh Shema Shai, to some of us, if we be of that number, the Lord's going to draw a lot of spirits to us. And again, we're going to have to be able to lead. We're going to have to be able to apply wisdom, and be spiritually discerned and whatnot. So again, this topic of Isaiah 4:1 is not going to be just something where, like I keep saying, man, you just feet kick back and you got all these women and nah, man. You see, because again, understanding the nature of a woman, all right. You see, because she likes to be women they like to be comfortable, And when you see Yahweh Shema Shai, he's about to strip away the comforts of this place. And you see, man, these men for the most part know how to adapt, but women, they're when the comforts are taken away, these women, they're gonna lose it, man. And go through a few more precepts, man, because it had me thinking just how, like, and this may sound harsh, but because I was thinking, the Apostle Paul said it, man. It's better to be alone. The Apostle Paul said he'd rather us be like him, where he didn't deal with a woman, because he also mentioned how if you're gonna deal with a woman, man, it's gonna come with trouble in the flesh. You're gonna have problems, man. That just comes with the territory. And I told the brother, hey, just dealing with one woman alone, man, that's a headache in itself, man. That's a problem. Hey, props to brothers that have multiple wives, and hey, more props to them, because like I said, just dealing with one alone is a headache. It could be a lot. It could be burdensome, and that's the thing I was going to mention, because like I was saying, man, this might sound harsh, but nevertheless, I mean, it could be true. Unfortunately, to say it like this, but in that day, for the most part, women and children are going to be they could be potential burdens. Extra baggage, so to say. Like I said, it sounds harsh or whatever, but hey, that's just the truth of the matter, man. You see, because again, being that women, they have the weaker, they are the weaker vessel. They have a very, they have their mindset, man. They just can't deal with being uncomfortable. And again, we're coming into a time where Yahweh Shema Shai, he's about to take away all comforts, man, and just, you see, so the time is going to come when all, like I said, the Lord is going to draw these spirits to us, man. All right, and we're going to have to be able to we're going to have that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding on how to deal, man. You see, because everything's handy dandy now, everything's fine now. Yeah, it's fine now, right? And I mentioned this to the brother in Job, when you go to Job chapter 2, starting at verse 9, because you see, this is for the most part what a lot of brothers are going to have to deal with in that day. Job chapter 2 verse 9, it says, Then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse God and die. And you see, all right, because Job's wife, while everything was good, handy dandy, she was rocking with him. But the minute that the Lord took everything, because hey, Job, he was a wealthy man, he was wealthy one. He had substance. But the minute the Lord took all that, stripped it all from him, hey, Job's wife, she couldn't handle that. She couldn't handle that. And knowing the so-called black woman, she probably gave Job hell, man. Because hey, again, the Lord took everything from Job, and part of Job's the Lord took everything from Job except his woman, and that was probably a part of his a part of what he had to deal with. That was probably a part of his thorn in the flesh. The fact that the Lord took everything from Job except his woman. All right, that in itself was a a part of the headache that he had to deal with, the hell that he had to go through. And you see, again, that's hey, like I said, just one alone is enough. One alone is a headache. How much more when the time comes in? Again, you got because again, 7 just goes into completion when you read in Isaiah 4:1. So some brothers might have 5 women come to them during that time. Some men might have 100 women. They gotta, deal with at that time. It's all, set up through the Spirit, But hey, this is what brothers gonna have to deal with in that time, man. Dealing with a nagging woman, man, just complaining, and again, it's gonna be some shit. So again, because it's not gonna be something where, like I keep saying, man, you just got your feet kicked up and all these women, brothers. Hey, brothers, we're gonna have to judge, man. We're gonna have to deal accordingly. Let me get this in 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 20, starting at 24. It says, and the servant of the Lord must not strive, but be gentle unto all men. Because you see, again, dealing with the woman, again, man, the woman, she has a very fickle mindset. She has a very weak mindset. All right, women, they don't possess the trait of faith. That's that trait in itself, that was meant for the man. All right, women, they don't possess faith. You see, and this is why they're walking around now, and they're because everything is in convenient for them, right? So there's nothing to worry about. They don't see the need to have faith, to possess faith, because again, everything is still intact. Society's intact. You see, but what are you going to do when the society, when it comes crumbling down? What are you going to do then? You see, again, these women, they're not going to be able to deal with that. They're not going to be able to handle it. And you see, because something that I've learned over my journey, in my walk, my personal walk, man, when it comes to these women, you definitely, if you're going to deal with them, you got to be patient with them. Because pretty much the majority of these women, man, they have a very childlike mindset. Even Esau science tells you that women after a certain age, they stop developing mentally. After a certain age, they stop developing mentally. So at a certain age, they don't, mentally, they just the scripture says she is deprived of wisdom, man. So and again, if you're going to deal with them, hey, you got to be able to deal with that, man, because they have a very childlike mindset. Women are like children, and you got to be patient with them. You got to deal with them as such. You got to be patient with them, because I was mentioning, and I told the brother, like I said, hey, the mindset that we had when we were much weaker in the faith. All right, the Lord constantly putting us through straits, and we're, like I said, because when it comes to our faith, man, it's something that's supposed to be automatic. But granted, the current setup that we're in, we have to be taught to have faith in the Lord. We have to be built up. But when we were much weaker in the faith, just speaking as a man, I'm sure it's a frustrating process to the Lord, you know, because hey, when you deal with a woman and every little thing, man, she's just worrying and panicking, and like I said, it's frustrating because this is like, what are you worrying about? What are you panicking about, man? This is over every little thing. You'll have a woman and she's just worrying about every little thing, man. It's like, what are you worrying about? Can't you have some faith? But like I said, that's the thing. Women, they're not set up to have faith, and you see, that's where, hey, because she's gonna be looking to you for that faith, man. She's gonna be looking to you for those answers, man. She's gonna be looking for you to direct, man. You see, that's why I'm gonna read it again. It says, "And the servant of the Lord must not strive, but be gentle unto all men, apt to teach, and patient." Like I said, man, you got to be patient. All right, because again, Yahweh Shema Shah, man, he's gonna get ready to draw a lot of spirits to us, man. It's going to consist mainly of women and children. And it said it said to be apt to teach. So you see, you said you got to be ready, man. Hey, spiritual antennas on at all times, man. Because hey, again, we're going to be put in these situations to where we're going to have to judge. All right, we're going to have to apply wisdom. We're going to have to trust the Spirit. You see, and hey, during that time, I could just imagine, everyone else is going left, and like I said, you might have one woman or 5 women or 10 women or 100 women, right? They see everyone else going left, but if you being in spiritually in tune and applying wisdom, right? You're gonna stay the straight path, man, and they're gonna be looking at you like, well, everyone else is going left. Why aren't you going left? You see? But again, the Spirit's dealing with you, and you applying that wisdom. To just stay in the direction that you're going. They're not going to understand that, and they're not supposed to understand it. You see, so just stuff like that. This is what, for the most part, man, a lot of brothers are gonna have to deal with, man. Just when that time comes, man, you got to be ready to lead, direct, give an answer, and to teach, to guide. All these things, man, all this stuff, man. Because one of the things I was telling the brother, hey, man, we've been in the and I've mentioned this in videos before about how being in the shallow end of the pool, where the Lord's getting ready to put us in the deep end of the waters, man. He's getting ready to put us in the deep waters, man. The training wheels are coming off. Playtime is almost over, man. It's almost showtime. It's about to go down out here, man. You see, so the Lord, again, people are going to be drawn to us. The Lord's going to draw spirits to us, man, and we're going to have to lead. We're going to have to direct. I'm going to get this real quick. Because these so-called celebrities today, man, they're a real fame. Well, hell, because it ain't about us. Yahweh Shai, he was a celebrity. The real celebrity. All right. But the time is going to come when, fame and praise is going to be to the men of the Lord. You see, because just like Yahweh Shai, when you read this account here, and there's a few accounts dealing with. I'm gonna get this in Mark chapter 5, starting at 25. It says, "And Yahushua went with him, and much people followed him and thronged him." So you see, again, Yahushua was, like I said, dealing with being a so-called celebrity. Yahushua was a real celebrity to where people thronged him, man. It was, when you go into that, it just basically goes into like, it was basically shoulder-to-shoulder traffic. Like what you see with the celebrities today, and they got all the entourage and just people surrounded. That's how it was. It was more so with Yahushua. That's how it was with Yahushua. Just shoulder-to-shoulder traffic, man. Just people everywhere. To where when you read this account, it was an account where the woman, she was sick. She was dealing with an issue, and she just touched the garment of Yahushua, all right, and she was healed. You see, and when you read on, it goes on to just talk about how, because there were so many people around, Yahushua didn't know who touched him, because that's just to show that point that it was just so many people around. Because when you go into that throng that just looked it up real quick, it says to be pressed together. Yeah, it says to press together, press on all sides. So you see, like I said, it was just shoulder to shoulder traffic. It's just people everywhere, man. You know, and that's how it's gonna be to an extent when it comes to us. If we be those men, if we be of that number, man. You know, people are again. You know, people are just gonna be on all sides, man. It's just waiting on the seeking what we know. You know, seeking the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that we possess. Waiting for an answer. You know, just all eyes on us, pretty much, so to say. You know, that's how it's gonna be. It was like that with your house shy. It's gonna be like that with us. And again, man, it's not gonna be some because hey, I just picture hey, because just like these celebrities, man. A lot of these celebrities, man, when they see the paparazzi coming, they try to get the hell out of the way. They try to get the hell out of Dodge, man, because for the most part, they don't want to deal with that. I I can imagine that's how it's going to be for brothers, man. Brothers not going to want to deal with that, man. Brothers probably going to want to be low key and but hey, you're not going to be able to help it. Again, it's all set up in the spirit, but this is how it's going to be, man. And again, like I read earlier, we're going to have to be apt to teach, man. We're going to have to, we're going to have to judge. We're going to have to lead, guide others, man. People are going to be looking to us, man. And again, how much more the women, being that they have a fickle mind, all right? They have a much weaker mind, a much weaker way of thinking than we do. So every little thing, man, they're going to be panicking and worrying and stressing. And hey, to those that cling unto us, we're going to have to be patient. Like I said, man, you're gonna be patient with them. You're gonna have to work with them. You're gonna have to, you're gonna have to deal accordingly, man. So this thing with Isaiah 4:1, it's not gonna be some easy thing where it's just you got all these women, man. Nah, man. All right, we're gonna have to judge. We're gonna have to lead. We're gonna have to make decisions, and the lives of others are gonna, other people's lives are gonna be affected by that decisions that we make, if we're of that number. So this is something that we have to be ready for. This is something that we have to be ready for, man. Again, it's not going to be some rap video having all these women on, man. You're going to have women complaining, nagging, right? Questioning, all type of stuff that, we're going to have to deal with in that day, man. Like Job, man, hey, the minute that the Lord took everything from him, hey, curse the most. You still retain on his integrity. Curse the Most High and die already. Hey, man, there's things that we got to get ready for, man. Like I said, the complaining, nagging, whatever. But like I said, just through the spirit, just having a conversation with a brother, man. Just had me thinking about these things. But yeah, this is the times that we're coming into, man. And if we're of that number, we be those men. Hey, this is something that we're gonna have to prepare ourselves for, man. We have to get ready for, But I'm gonna go ahead and end off there. Lord willing, this was edifying, giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem El Shai. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Yahweh Bashem El Shai brought a thumb to you, hopefully elect. Lord willing, until next time, Shalom.